Period called Grand Climax. It's a ritual some teenagers dabbling in Satanism could participate in. Is your child one of them? In part 2 of her Eyewitness Extra, The Devil Among Us, Jilda Unruh looks at what could be the teenage crisis of the 90s.
Yes, Dwight. Well, we certainly aren't implying that this is an epidemic, but Satanism is finding its way into the teen subculture, and not just among the underachievers. Many dabblers are bright, upper-middle-class teens. Unfortunately, when kids experiment with Satanism, the long-term consequences can be devastating as well as deadly.
In Satanism, there comes a point that you have to give him everything. Everything. It quickly became an obsession with me. I began to think of demons as my friends.
Sean Sellers sits alone in an Oklahoma prison cell on death row. 5 years ago, at the age of 16, the former Satanist brutally murdered a convenience store clerk and his parents.
I began having a dream over and over again that I killed them, and I killed them for Satan. And when I woke up one time, it just wasn't a dream anymore. It was reality.
The story of Sellers' rapid descent into the dark world of Satanism began when he was 13, and it is typical of how an ever-growing number of today's teens are drawn into devil worship. An obsession with the fantasy role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons is often the first step. They'll begin by reading books on the subject. Dabblers might set up an altar in a closet or burn black candles in their room. Some may wear satanic jewelry or keep a diary called the Book of Shadows. And then there's the fascination with the color black.
She wanted to paint her room black. She wanted black sheets. And she did wear a lot of black clothing. She did do some other strange things, such as lighting of black candles and really into the heavy metal music.
The satanic overtones in much of the heavy metal music are blatant.
It didn't originate from the music. It originated from what I was doing, from what I was involved in. But the music just fueled the fire.
Inevitably, many dabblers will begin experimenting with satanic rituals. To conduct their rituals, those who are brave enough will come to a place like this. The kids call it the Wasteland. It's actually the old North Broward incinerator. It's a dangerous, rusting hulk of a building littered with jagged metal and broken glass, floorways that give out, and incendiary pits 50 to 60 feet deep. Here, they leave their mark.
We've had reports as far back as maybe 6 or 8 years ago of things occurring here with hooded individuals.
In mid-March, Broward Sheriff's deputies Carlos Farina and Bob Dinkle, who've made a specialty out of Satanism, discover a new site, an old abandoned dairy building. Hollywood could not have created a more eerie setting, and everywhere there are signs of satanic dabbling.
A place like this for us is very meaningful because, again, as I mentioned earlier, the walls talk to us. You have a skull, you have a couple of pentagrams, and you have runic language. A lot of mockery to Christianity.
The rituals are fun, they're scary to the newcomer. Until you get sucked in farther, then often they'll sacrifice animals. Eventually, they will probably kill their first human being. By then, they're sucked into it. I mean, who is going to tell about that?
Now, kids can also be recruited into Satanism. For example, they're invited to a party, offered drugs, join in group sex. They may eventually witness an animal sacrifice. Then blackmail pictures are taken of them to make sure they stay in and don't talk. Tomorrow night, children who are born into satanic families. We'll hear from 2 South Florida women who claim they bore babies for satanic sacrifice. That's tomorrow night at 11.
But Jilda, isn't it possible that teenagers dabbling in this is just they're going through a phase or something?
Oh, sure it is. I mean, kids love to shock their parents. They love to rebel. But when you're dealing with Satanism, you certainly don't want to assume that this is just a phase. If you see warning signs, the types of things we described that might be in the room, a withdrawal, change of friends, drop in grades. Parents and teachers need to be on the lookout for those kinds of things. Talk to the kids, and if you think you have a serious problem, then get professional help.
Some good advice. Thank you, Jilda.